Yeah, here we go. First semi-final of the Hidden Cup Norway, which I'm casting in English because you never know, might be of interest for some of the non-Norwegian speaking audience to my channel as well. And we have some non-Norwegian members in the Norwegian Discord as well. So that was my choice since I'm casting it on my channel. We are going to start with Hell versus Vale. We're beginning to get some decent idea of all of these players, I think. At least I have. I am 100% sure of Civ, but I'll reveal that at the end of the tournament, why I'm sure of that. Actually, I guessed it at the very first round. But, yeah. We'll get there. Hell vs. Vale is first. Let's have a look at their draft over here. That's the civilization draft. Exclamation mark maps as well could be useful. Oops. Yes. So we have Inca sniped for whatever reason. Maybe someone thinks they're facing me. Or maybe Incas are just happen to be pretty darn good on the current balance. So, first map is always Arabia. You'd think that Mayans would be your go-to, Britons perhaps. Many civilizations here that could contest Arabia. Someone doesn't particularly love cavalry here. Why do we have Dravidians if... We've been discussing whether Vale is Papaya Pit, but he hates Dravidians. We've discussed Dravidians. We don't like them. We don't like those. So maybe it's not Papaya Pit after all. Who knows? On the left side, the Berbers could also be an Arabia Civ, of course, but I think that's more one for Gold Rush or even the hybrid maps like Cup or... Nice. Slopes, maybe? Yeah, it's hard to tell. Okay, Chinese, let's speculate here. Might be Chinese Mayans for Arabia, that would make sense. Italians going to be for one water civilization, one map involving water for sure. So I don't think that could be the case. So without further ado, let's just hop into the very first game on Arabia. The Hidden Cup 4 version, mind you. We have Vale as the Vikings. I guess we could turn up the sound a little bit here. I'll do it on my end here. Yeah, I might need to tweak that sound a little bit as we go. Anyway, first game, Vikings versus Berbers. So I was obviously completely off here. But yeah, Vikings... They did lose Thumbring, isn't it more than a year ago? It's quite a while ago. So they're not as powerful an archer civilization as they used to be. They've tried to streamline them more towards infantry again with variable luck. But certainly a good all-rounder civilization. Still the only thing they're really lacking in is cavalry. They don't have blood knights, they don't have husbandry. So that's very few civilizations lack both of those. You'd see Vikings opening infantry perhaps, like men-at-arms into archers comes to mind, the rush into archers as well, but then you're not playing into the extra hit points bonus of the Vikings, which starts in the feudal age. Straight archers could work as well, but that could be a little bit awkward against Berbers because, well, you'd have to have some spearmen accompanying your archers at least, because the Berbers very likely going to go for scouts here, unless Hell wants to go for something completely bonkers, like we may have seen in the previous round from Heimdall, the Berbers villagers rush. But if that were the case, Hell would have been moving forward already. And I think both of these guys actually, at this point, are pretty certain who they're playing against, so we'll reveal at the end of the game. It's a pretty early boar, actually. So maybe we'll still see some interesting... Or maybe not. 12 pop. Alright, let's just have a browse through some of the player cards here while they're getting their game started. We have Vale here, who does not like Archer civilizations. He claims he needs to work on idle towns at a time. That's probably for the later game, because Vivi has he's breached that 1900 elo barrier, I think. So, but he likes booming. And likes to play infantry. And that we've seen is he's been playing some insane infantry stuff with Goths and stuff like that. Then we've had Ken. Can't rule out Ken until the reveal either. Maybe he's surprising everyone here. He's into booming into knights. That ticks off well with Berbers, at least the knights bit. Berbers not really a booming civilization on these open maps. They need to capitalize on their cast age power with the cheaper cavalry, knights and camels. And then one of the more fun ones here, Tiger, card written by Nope. It doesn't say anything about the playing style really. I know a bit about Tiger though, played some team games back in the day and played versus him in some of the Norwegian community tournaments. So I have some idea of who Tiger might be as well. Okay, saves the villager. That's a lot of food on board. This has to be like a 20 pop scouts or something then, or no, not going to be 20, actually might be 21. Vale now moving forward. Getting some scouting intel down, might get lucky here and see the huge pile of gold here, which is admittedly quite forward, but with the berries in the back here for Hell, that's good news for the scouts opening business. Except it's not going scouts, it's going to gold. He's also trying to... I guess he just accidentally ran into the TC there, but dodges the fire and gets away with it. 3 to gold for Vale, that means it's going to be an... Okay, it's actually going to be an men-at-arms-ish opening here. 2 or 3 men-at-arms, depending. It's going to send out the 2 ones first, I guess, and then add a 3rd one if need be. It's way too late for a rush to make any sense here, so I think this is going to become the men-at-arms. The resource setup looks like that. Barracks for health as well. 2 on gold. Could be for an early bloodlines as well, for all I know. Vale about to spot that barracks. And is he going to see the gold investment? It's not double checking the gold, so Vale might think that Hell is actually going for the scouts here. Even though the barracks is right on the gold. Now for Rhodey's card. Likes closed maps. That checks out well with the home map picks here actually. Likes hand cannoneers, lots of town centers and booming. Small walls on the gold there, wants to keep these guys safe. Going to go into some straight archers here, probably expecting or knowing that the Vikings player opens with infantry here. And now looking at the openings here, we could be seeing, I mean, the idle town center's time is low. Vale is going for a pretty meta men-at-arms archers with the Vikings here, and Assimilator is a player who's probably one of the highest of the signups. His peak elo is 1961. He came from the Age of Mythology into the Age of Empire 2 Definitive Edition a couple of years ago during the Corona. But he's still playing and is, yep, definitely very good at it. Does like to play the more traditional civilizations though, and to play meta focus, the established strategies that's known to work well. Militia not doing anything for now. Did Vale scout the side here to see that it's open? Not quite. So they could still try to move around, but I guess you just wall in towards the town centers if so is the case. The scouts fight should easily be won by Vale here. Hell, pumping out the first few archers now will not be able to afford a blacksmith just yet, but you don't necessarily need fetching to fight off militia like this. And looks like Vale, seeing the archers opening from the Berbers, doesn't really bother going into the men-at-arms here. And in the Vikings case, you still have those 20% extra hit points helping you out a bit. Might not matter that much. At home base, Vale is about to... well, he is fully walled. Unless there's a hole somewhere, but it doesn't look like it. So playing it safe here. And also reinforcing with houses in the back and to the sides as well. Not wanting to get out here. 65 population space at this stage in the game is quite a lot. But the infantry opening, unfortunately, hasn't done anything against the Berbers here. And now Hell is free to counterattack and try to punch through over here. Nice group of archers moving forward here. No fletching for the Vikings player yet either. I guess the blacksmith will be dropped out soon. 3 archers against 5. How are we going to trade here for Hell? Nope, he's being focused down, going to lose. All 3 archers there, with Vale only losing 1, so good trade for Vale there for sure. And this also uses the stray militia to chase Spearman, arguably getting value from the militia opening now by chasing down the side armies from Hell here. So we have another player to present here. That would be OG Daddy. He hates additional TCs. Let's see how that progresses in the Castle Age. Wacky strats. This doesn't seem too wacky. This seems very meta focused. So maybe we can't trust that Hell is, as many people think, to be OG Daddy or just for fun here. Also, this is a best of 7. Oh, let's forget updating these things. 7 KD, so the players trading relatively similarly here. Hell with higher ILT time, PC, 1000 time, ending up being further behind here. Does look like he's further behind in the progress towards Castle Age as well. Partly, or definitely, because of Vale's Vikings free wheelbarrow handcart, as their farms count is basically more or less the same here, 14 to 13, but with that wheelbarrow it means Vale's farmers are working faster. So these 17 farmers, he's got more farmers as well, so he's collecting more food for that transition towards the next stage. They've both gone for 1 range here, however, Vale did go for the infantry investment as well, which does drain a little bit of that food gold you would otherwise use to find your way to the Castle Age more quickly. Some skirmishers mixed in for both players as well, fletching in for Vale, but fletching and armor in for Hell, which further delays that Castle Age progress. They're sort of evening out, however Vale only missing 202 now to go up. Placing that second range, preparing for reinforcements entering the Castle Age as well. Looks like Hell might be preparing... oh, there's... I was going to say... looks like Hell might be preparing a cavalry switch, and it's not even a preparing anymore. The stable foundation is laid down here. The villager, for some reason, refusing to work. She's on strike, this woman. She's a pacifist. No, she has a death wish, actually. She goes on the outside of what's not exactly walls for Hell here. It's going to drop 3 stables total. Which means that the Castle Age will bring an easy flooding of knights and or camels in the next stage. It's obviously not going to be camels against the Mongols. That doesn't make sense in any scenario unless they are also going several stables, which is not the case for Vale over here. Castle Age timings somewhat similar. It's only 10-15 seconds apart between the two. So that's playing into whose favor here? You're going to need +2 defense relatively early here to, unless you're up earlier, which you want to be as the Berbers, but that's just not quite the case here. So pretty similar armies here. Hell is trying to chase the armies. I like that actually, that Hell is forcing, or Hell is chasing Vale's armies away. Vale obviously wanting to get that crossbow upgrade. Did Vale see these stables? Did see one stable? That could be only just against skirmishers, right? But it's Berbers, you expect more stables. If you see one stable, you expect more. It is triple stables, and Hell is able to produce out all 3 of them to begin with here. We'll need substantially more villagers on gold to keep this going. Or not substantially more, but let's say 5 more villagers to keep 3 Berbers stables consistently producing here. Farm count seems okay-ish. Probably need 2 or 3 more farms as well to keep all 3 stables producing, but all in all, not looking too shabby here. Manages to pull the villagers away. Only 1 villager killed so far this game. This could be an even set if it keeps up like this. Got some of those stray armies from the few layers as well. That could be handy if Vale chooses to add some pikemen here. And Hell goes into booming mode. 3 town centers for the Berbers already, so this is not an all-in knights play at all here. Alright, let's have a look at Snippy's card over here. Snippy likes to go for something fun rather than smart as a strategy. Scouts are better than archers. Always forget some important upgrades. Don't see any missing upgrades for either player here. Crossbows being kept safe at home for Vale over here. And the knights not allowed in, 5 of them. Hell is going to establish a... Is he though actually? They're both going for triple town centers here, so they're somewhat mirrored in their approach. That's an interesting approach against the Vikings for Hell with the Berbers here, because the Vikings will always have a better move than you. Have a look at this as well. Handcart obviously in for the Vikings, ticks in instantly. Whereas for Hell, we don't have any build. It's on the way, but you're still going to have to get handcart to keep up with that. And with a multiple stables knights play, you could make an argument for an early heavy plow as well, but it's not that important. Horse collar way more important at this stage, but it's always handy to have them because it leaves you reseeding your farms, and not nearly as often. That's going to be 1 conversion for sure. No, it's not. Someone has the RNG with them or against them here, depending on how you ask. For the heavy plow says Papaya Pete. Yes, someone got. Wait. Oh. Vale doesn't have heavy plow yet. This can't be Papaya Pit. This can't be Papaya Pit. Look at what is said about his own playstyle here. Always adds theses and eco upgrades. Or, I mean, he said this. Technically, he said loves eco upgrades and town centers a little bit too much. Picks meta civs for any maps. You would argue that Vikings aren't necessarily meta for Arabia 1v1 anymore either. Monclub could be Papaya Pit. Well, that's not for the player to decide, is it? Berbers player diving in here, getting some serious damage done here. That should give Hell a significant eco advantage if this pressure keeps up. But the military production, it could be better, I have to say. It's the stables are producing, yes, but the crossbows are defending decently, and Vale with slightly lower idle towns at the time keeps the economic lead despite having lost 7 villagers to the raids. Yeah. 26 crossbows and counting. I think we need a 3rd range here for Vale if he's really going to commit to the crossbow play and relatively early Imperial Age harvest. Ooh. Monk's doing work here for Hell. Didn't pick up any of the Monk upgrades for faster movement speed or stuff like that, I don't think, but going to snag 2 relics here, that's going to be handy if the game goes very long. +2 defense in, but not nearly enough cavalry here to contest this group of crossbows. Hit point-wise they're ahead, but you'd have to have some pretty beastly cavalry micro to win this fight, and the reinforcements join in and they'll take the hill. Good reaction from Vale over here to collect the armies so that the knights can't really engage against the armies. They are going to engage against the villagers though, and even more villager kills coming in for Hell here now, effectively in the economic lead. Still don't get the Vikings pick on Arabia. Someone likes economy, that's why. Is Vevi one of these, or is he in the other? I personally think Vevi is in the other semi-final, but you never know. Vevi likes infantry. He could like to play Vikings on Arabia as well. We have more players to introduce here again. It's lower elo than total games played suggests. Yeah, you and me both. Throws too many games underestimating the opponent. We'll see how this game goes then, and often goes all in longswords, which would suit the Vikings, kinda, but we haven't seen it here. I think Vevi is Love, I think. Leve. I think, if I remember my notes correctly, but we'll get back to it. So, light cab mixed in again. Not everyone would mix in light cab in this situation to like speed up the production. You see there's too few on gold. I don't know why Hell has so few on gold. Why conserve the gold? Maybe he's trying to get to the Imperial Age here somehow. Vale, however, only needs the food to go up here now, but it's in a bit of an awkward spot now, losing crossbows to mainly light cab here, which means it's an amazing value trade for Hell in this case, claiming the hill as well. Should probably pull back now and wait for some further reinforcements. Maganel doesn't get any proper damage in here, so also good army control of Vale to pull away and conserve arguably most of the military here. KD is pretty much in Hell's favor though, 71 to 51. Not unusual for Berbers to have these kinds of numbers considering their early Castle Age yeah, cavalry push. Here comes a castle. That's a good castle to protect the home base gold. Did not complete walling to the sides and goes for a mining camp rather than a town center to the side there, which is peculiar given the masses of wood in the bank and the fact that there's 100 stone there as well. Why not just go for a TC? Would make that gold a lot safer, but I guess Hell is relying on the aggression here. Still hoping to get that Mangonel shot as Vale is preparing for a potential pikeman switch here. Some more. Only the second barracks on the way here. So what's this though? What kind of disrespect is this? Just randomly go for a bit of the gold to the side of Vale base. I mean, why not when you have this kind of pressure going on? Mangonel about to get some decent hits in. Needs to move a little bit closer. Could actually slay quite a few villagers here. Hell ends up with 2k wood every game. Yeah, he does, doesn't he? So I see a bonk, so it's seems only appropriate to show Arsak's card as well. Clown, Wallalow, fake raping, blah blah blah, and I know he hates all of the map, and especially that Arabia is the designated first map, so that is good pressure by Hell though. Even a random defensive forward tower here, oh that's gold. Because why not use that extra stone rather than a TC, just go for a tower to defend against Vale's home base crossbows. Vale, however, is entering the Imperial Age, but Berbers, they extended Castle Age and masses of army that suits them better. But is it going to be enough now, given the current numbers, having 17 cavalry only against Oh, 30 crossbows, that's... Okay, they're actually not going to become Arbalists that soon, because look at Vale's gold count here. And the villager count is diminishing as well. Huh. Hell's definitely going to need to field more military here. Keeps that mangonel forward. Got a couple of monks to potentially heal up some military as he engages as well. Bracer is somehow affordable for Vale. Didn't see if there was any... Yeah, sold some food to afford that. It's a mess though. Look at the worker efficiency. Vikings at 14% worker efficiency. That's not going to do you well. Daddy isn't Vale. Don't try to mislead us from thinking it's you, Papa Pete. Yes, picking Vikings, nope. Not a daddy thing to do on this map, and way too straightforward a meta, and too poor defense and Archer's Micro to be Mr. OG Daddy. Rhodey is a decent shout actually, but I don't think Rhodey plays this messy, to be honest. I don't really have casted Rhodey. I played in my first ever tournament 3 years ago, and he had a pretty convincing maybe not defensive, but secure and booming playstyle on Nomad. Rhodey is Vale. Yeah, but I still think, yeah, okay. I'm not going to completely dispute that, actually. It could be Rhodey. Because he likes closed maps, and let's have a look at the picks again. Because I have a goldfish memory. Vale picks Bypass, Bay and Cup, though. Which are not particularly closed maps. And he claims to like closed maps, in which case he'd probably pick Quarry and Hideout and these things instead. Look at the military situation for the Vikings. They're always ahead with crossbows, but crossbows and Vikings suffering from the lack of mobility, got absolutely dominated by Berbers here. Yeah, Rhodey is, I mean, he's a Nomad player, right? He's good on Nomad. I know for a fact that he is, so he certainly knows his way around hybrid maps as well. Lack of thumping, that's also a setback for Vikings against Berbers especially. As Just for Fun says in the chat. That is a 1-0 for Hell. Well, many of us have a working theory that Hell might be Just for Fun, aka OG Daddy. Let's go back to the draft. Let's make sure to cross out Berbers as the very first pick as the winner. All in Knights, not quite. And Papa beats at Hell is Ed's. Don't really see any all-in longsword sibs here though, but I guess you could pull that off with any sib if your belief is strong enough. Papaya Pit pick right there. Italians, Mayans as well, possibly. But we had the Vikings for Arabia suffering the loss. Let us find the next one. Means we're going to Bypass, Bay, or Cup. Meta picks could be Oxyminator as well, but just feel he would handle the pressure better. Game 2. Hindustani's Khmer on Bypass. Huh. Alright. Alright, let's have a look. This is Bypass. As you can see, there's an opening in the middle here. Other than that, it looks like kind of a standard far-away hideout gen. But there's heaps of resources to be taken to the side as well. So if your home base gets contested big time, you could still try to make an escape to the sides and try to work your way towards the Castle Age regardless. Or in the Castle Age, if you have the ability, when you have the ability to build multiple town centers, you could try to sneak out to the sides and survive that way. If the opponent is tunnel vision and insists upon trying to push through the middle, which is the shortest route after all. The meta on this map tends to be wall off the side. Ooh. Rhino be brought in already. What kind of fast food conversion shenanigans do we have here? Rhino before even the second jeep. And it's the Khmer, they don't need any buildings to blow up. This could be the beginnings of something beautiful with the Khmer here with some super fast uptime. Was it close to the wall? I guess it was. Yeah. So I guess it was an effort to not risk the Rhino being stolen as well. It's still a very early Rhino, which the Khmer could benefit from, with their not needing, for example, the barracks or barracks to unlock archery range, stable, stuff like that. Could do a pretty fast fuel age and pump out whatever unit you deem reasonable for your strategy. Hell with the Hindustanis, not too bad against Khmer, is it? You have oh, I keep messing up the Indian Sims, but the Hindustanis is the one with the Gulam unique unit, right? So if the Khmer for some reason should go into the archer line, which I could, you could, if assuming you have a castle, you could use the Gulam to react to archers while you're massing up your skirmishes or whatever. Since the Hindustan is going up against the Khmer, that would often go for some kind of cavalry play as well. Hindustanis would be likely to go into camels, but you have options. For example, the Gulam costs food and gold just like the camels do. So if you set up for camels, you could still make Gulams as a response to ranged play. I honestly feel like they would do decent even against ballista elephants. Gulams and OP hand cannoneers, exactly, yeah. There's not much you can do about that, is it? Plus 2 range hand cannoneers, that's like tailor-made for this map as well, because if you're, I mean, it's an Imperial Age play, yes, but let's assume you're able to secure the sides somehow, wall off a bit, and push through the middle instead. That 9 range hand cannoneers could be deadly against probably almost any civilization. Speaking of hand cannoneers, Rhodey is the one that claims to like them. Likes hand cannoneers and close maps. Not getting huge Rhodey vibes from the Hell player though, but that's just me personally, could still be. I have no idea. I played in this tournament myself, as I keep mentioning in these casts. So you're going to have to look out for me as well. Everything is cast from recorded games, so obviously nothing will be live for that reason. And moving around to the side now, maybe looking for where the golds and stones could be. We'll actually be able to spot the stone from outside the wall, I think, which could be useful to know. Try to think of what Khmer could do against Hindustanis, really. And I think the only thing that's like really hard for, I think at least, for Hindustanis to stop here is if the Khmer player gets to a Hussar masked Scorpion kind of combination here and finds choke points to push through. And that's not really something you should be able to get to in a... Oh, missing a couple of sheep. Should be able to get to in a 1v1. It's so expensive and takes so much time. And please don't tell me this is a tower rush. He's going to the sides to collect the food, isn't he? That's just gonna be a mill over here and collect the zebras. It's so far to go all the way around. Going to gold for a bit. Wall off this side. So arguably safe. Vale going up at 24 pop power. Hell seems to have other plants going up at 25. But with 1 villager's worth of idle this time. Yeah, it's going for the exposed but abundant resources to the side here. That could make for good cast stage timing here, but it's risky. These guys are very exposed to any Khmer military if Vale should spot that. Vale, however, is scouting the other side now. So, lucky for Hell, he didn't go to this side. Let's have a look at Momo's card as well. Player I haven't been talking that much about, but close maps, like speed booming, bad at eco upgrades. And Momo also played my Nomad Cup years ago. Definitely a boomer. Decent defensive player, but that's also 3 years ago, so lots could have happened since then in terms of playstyle and economic advancements. Barracks coming up for the Hindustanis. Probably going to be a blacksmith stable up then. Oh, there's no wood here. Hell whiz. Floating wood every game, not exactly floating wood for whatever comes up next year. No, I don't know whatever the plan is here. Now, maybe Hell doesn't have a plan, just winging it. Even repealing the barracks, maybe it's mind games. So who do we think these players are? Some people say Vale could be Rhodey. Some people say Vale could be Papaya Pit. I think Papaya Pit would send those sheep back though to the opponent. He does that sometimes. So maybe someone with a less friendly playstyle than Papaya Pit. Thanks for the raid, Hibba Bibba. This is the Norway Hidden Cup. I'm casting it in English, so do feel free to catch up. So this before Bale claimed admin win in the first round, and Papaya would never do that. Why wouldn't Papaya Pit do that? To be fair, there are some players I have no idea about, like Eds and to some extent Momo as well. And yeah, Straumandes. I have a distinct feeling that Straumandes is one of the players that skipped the first round, but you never know. Here comes the blacksmith for Hell. Getting close to that cast stage click. Vale already in the cast stage. Second town center up already. And since Nope is in the chat, let's show Nope's card as well. Place Persians on Water Nobel, thank you very much. Very relevant for Hidden Cup, but I guess that cup has elements that could be transferred from Water Nomad. Never picked color, and we've had some color picking here, so I guess none of these is Nope. Struggles in post-imp, or tends to crumble in post-imp is what he said. Yep, cast stage all the way for the Hindustanis. We are looking at equal villager count for now, but that's not going to last very long considering that Vale is with 2 town centers and a much earlier cast stage time here with the Khmer. Could even expand to the sides, to be honest. Even though that's some villager walking time, maybe that's one for later. Pretty healthy farming economy going on here. And yeah, I think Hell was counting on getting the food on the side for getting the food on the side available for longer, but since Vale scouted it, that plan kind of went out the drain, down the sink, whatever. Well, we are approaching the cast stage. We do have 100 stone for the cast stage click. Hell Actually buying 100 stone now, sold 100 stone to go up, buying 100 stone once reaching the gas stage. Might see a 3 town centers, or 2 additional town centers added here. No military for the time being. Second town center, only woodland and gold. Wouldn't this be a better spot though? Andy's here. Hello Andy. Are you one of those guys? And town center on the castle. Gulabs, Trevor Grace. Vale with scouts, I think that's just, or that is just for map control to claim and contest some of the relics around here. And to deny any potential expansion to the sides, to the, yeah, to the food stockpiles to either side. For hell. Andy is every player, by the way. We've confirmed that. Don't let them in! Why? I mean, Vale is getting free scouting intel now if he lets these scouts live. Okay, then just don't care about villagers now. Just get an idea of what's going on here. See if you see 2 additional town centers. What could be the land here? That's a waste of scouts. I mean, if you've been tricked inside, at least get some value from it. That's 2 free kills for him. I guess he planned that all along. He's actually added some scouts as well. So they're playing this kind of arena middle map like to... to contest the map. TC number 3 added by Vale here now on the gold. Farming economy looking sharp here. We're going... It's very likely that we're going to see a much earlier Imperial Age for Vale than for Hell with the progression of this economic expansion. Andy, yes. Goes for 2 fast FCs. That's a bit of an internal joke on Team Gaze and 12-minute Frank's FC on Hideout and similar maps. But he does like to play cavalry, and he hates Britons, and we did see Britons picked for this one, I believe, so I don't think Andy is involved here necessarily. Knockout for Vale, that could be a free kill for Hell if you're paying attention, but he's not. So I guess we're going to start collecting some relics here. Ah, the scouts are close to the home base of Vale though, so if the monk is probably going for this one first, scout could probably intercept that. And we have a TC number 4 for Booming Boy Vale here. Our last player card here is Straumandes, claims to have no distinct style, can get quite flustered, stressed out as the game gets messy probably, and water maps enjoyer. So we have some hybrid maps at work here. Didn't see any islands map, but it could certainly be. TC number 5 for Vale. How many town centers have we got to see here? To be fair, there's 4 town centers for the Hindustanis as well, and they have cheaper villagers, don't they? So, so I guess you're going to have to do something to keep up with them. It's not all that much interesting happening right now, though, so I'll take the liberty of speeding it up a little bit until we see some military action or something worth mentioning around here. This guy's just pounding away the middle for whatever reason. You could play scouts and knights for flank, Andy. Biggest difference in collected res. It's convincingly ahead for Vale by the looks of it. That much earlier cast date for the Khmer is relevant for resource collection. Ooh. Oh, the Khmer farms. Khmer don't need mills to drop off resources, so they can do that efficiently, or they could do that and farm efficiently as opposed to any other civilization. We do have 5 town centers to form, but we also have an earlier Imperial Age for Vale here who just now got Loom! Are we actually going to see a Khmer? No, Ranger's coming up, okay. I'd be a bit worried about Gulabs if that's the case, but are we? I was going to see. I was going to see a Halberdier Scorpion push here from Vale, but he's dropping the ranges instead. Khmer Arbalest, yes, they are missing. Aren't Khmer missing Thumbring as well? I think they are. Pikemen already in. Halbram would be good. That's true. That's a good play against the Hindustanis. Fair point. Would force the Hindustanis into swordsman line, most likely. It's about a minute lead to the Imperial Age here. Oh, forward castle as well, with army to protect that. Not a whole lot. They both got spearmen. For only one spearman for hell, to be honest. 3 relics to 2 stables for the Hindustanis as well. Expecting the Khmer to go for the cavalry approach here. However, not a single cavalry unit aside from the scouts has been made from Vale. Ballista defense. Well, who knows? That would be an OG daddy thing, by the way, to go for. Imperial Age is in, castle about to complete. It's within line of sight for Hell, so Hell knows that this is happening. Also placing his own castle. He'll need to rush that to keep up with the trebuchet production, I guess. Yeah, siege traps were mentioned. I think we need those here, but look at the walling to the side. I like that. Stone walls to this side. Oh, and they might just not complete in time here. That tile is going to be the doom of Hell to this side, unless this scout has a say in it. That's unfortunate. That's really unfortunate. But it could also be really unfortunate for Hell here if Vale sends the scouts over. He has the scouts here, but he's got no upgrades on them. Quite a decent chunk of pikes now just became Halb over here, as Hell goes for the gold over to this side. Not really any military production on this side for Vale, is it? So it's going for some more localized walls instead. Going to what? Eh? I'm confused. Anyway, back to the action. Halberdies en masse here. Skylight Cab obviously not going to do anything about that. The Monk doesn't really contribute all that much against the Halberdies either. It's going to be a very cheap unit converted there. Some villagers going to go down for Vale over here, and Hell goes for a wall on this side now, which is going to secure the left side for the blue player. And probably not allow any cavalry to move through here, but there isn't really a lot of units for Hell over here either. So just a couple of knights. Okay, it's gonna be light cap. Light cap's gonna do fine as well. Yeah, over on this side. Second castle popping up for Vale over at this side. While we're getting shot targeting, that's the hand cannoneer unique technology. Funny enough, Vale is making hand cannoneers as well. And Hoye has said that Vale could be Rhodey, who has explicitly wrote that he likes hand cannoneers and lots of town centers and booming. 5 town centers, hand cannoneers. Checks out for Rhodey. He's got the eco upgrades as well. Castle will probably go down here because we had 3 trebuchets pushing that. And that means that the production is at risk as well. Some interesting buildings foundation here. How are you supposed to get the armies out here? Lots of villagers committed to building over there, as we have some light cap fighting at the left hand side and some more sneak stables to the left hand side for Hell, who might be able to sneak in some kind of counter-attack on this side. Maybe Rhodey is a good bet for Vale, but then if Vale is Rhodey, then who the heck is Papayapit? Ballista Elephant! OG Daddy's favorite unit. I am Davies as Papayapit. That makes sense. Makes sense. Oh, imagine a hidden cup where we get Norway hidden cup where we just take each other's nicknames. That would be confusing. So I think this production is going to go down rather quickly over here. Still would love to see some more mobile siege weapons added here for Hell, but it's a good push. It's going to be really tough for Hell to survive this, especially if this castle goes up on this side, further securing this side. It's just a few tiles more left of wall to the left-hand side for Vale to secure that area. Nope, and Papaya on their banter, come on. Elite skirmishers added with the hand cannoneers here, probably because of... Yeah, because of the hand cannoneers, skirmishers are added. Because the hand cannoneers have archer armor. These traps, little bit at risk of being sniped here, but there aren't really any cavalry units here to dive in and take those. And another town center will be going down for Hell is about to be left with only one town center, and that's further in the back over there. Eco APM is APM as well. Hussars being added here by Vale is going to raid from both sides, in fact. These guys were about to run inside home base and decided not to, because that would let the Hussars in even more easily for Vale over here. Desperate trying to get that food economy running again, but Hell is admittedly still with 84 villagers, but look at the map control for the yellow player here. It's going to be a 1-1 here, isn't it? Because Hell won the first game. Unless I'm... No, Hell won the first game. This is Vale's game on the first home map. Let us have a look at the statistics. This was kind of over the castle. I'll accept that the eco advantage for the Khmer started very soon here, yeah. Have a look at that. It's been ahead in economy from like minute 20 and never looked back. Getting the proper ecotechs. Or there still Boso are arguably a little bit late, but no. Chautauqua for the hand cannoneers didn't really do Hell much good, just a little bit too far behind at that stage. Rowdy is here. Hello. We are speculating whether you might be Vale. Well played. Oh boy. Okay, so Vale winning. That's one of the Khmer. Choosing close maps here. Let's lost this one. Where are we? There we are. Let's go for the maps again. The first home map of Hell. Well, I mean, we don't know what it's going to be, but it's going to be either slopes, quarry, or gold rush. So, gold rush has to be Spanish, right? Quite likely. I would say that quarry could be Mongols, actually. So for slopes, most of these could work. We'll just have to see. Slopes, good Mayans map, I would envision. Britain's just an all-rounder. Dravidians, that's for the... it might be for Cup. Actually, Celts could be for Cup as well. We see them dominating Cup. But let's see, we don't actually know which map is coming next, so... Britain's for quarry. Yeah. True. Defensive and booming civ. Britain's for quarry. That makes sense. Kinda sus that Papaya Pete would shout that out of the... Now, let's go. Entry. It's gonna be... Magyars versus Mayans. Magyars, yeah, alright. I can see that working. So here we are with slopes. different approaches could be made to this game, depending on if you'd like to play it safe and defensively wall off between these woodlands, or maybe like that in towards it easy to begin with. Or if you want to move out and benefit from the almost 1000 food to either side of the map here. That would take 100 wood for a meal, unless you're Japanese, and some walking, pretty much of a walking distance for the villagers. But players do it. Players definitely do that. So we have Vale with the Mayans, cheaper walls, longer lasting resources, sort of encouraging camping. You have a 9 tile gold, no, sorry, 7 tile gold here, and for that matter a 5 tile stone that will last you. What's the number again? 15% longer. I'm getting rusty on the tech tree here for the sim bonuses. 15% longer. Okay, I wasn't completely off. Which means that 5,600 gold is realistically more than 6,000 gold, but it also applies to the boars and the wood and everything. Sheep, 115 food apiece, that means that's more than 100 extra food from all 8 sheep. Not to mention the boars, which will yield 380 almost, instead of the 340. In theory, you have to be at peak efficiency and have a 0 decay for that to apply, but they still generate more food, obviously. Eagle moving out already. We might see some laming here, some sheep laming if Vale keeps on this course. Could even try to steal the boar. It's not too far back. And Hell has it scouted, so. But it's gonna find the sheep. That's an easy steal, just gonna take the long way around there. Hell may do without sheep the previous game as well, so it might not matter too much. He's seen the boar as well. And the scout is all the way over here, so the scout would at the very least need to catch up with the eagle if you'd wanted to try and lane this one. Would be taking a lot of the APM action away from Vale. I tries to just poke a little bit at the board there. Maybe it's just going to guard it and try to stop the enemy villager from taking it. Hell also forward scouting at Vale's base, but yeah, Vale chooses to pull away from that. Doesn't want to risk running too close to the town center and take unnecessary damage to the Eagle Scout, even though the Eagle Scout could heal up at the enemy town center. So Hell has the exact same plan here. He's staying close to the board in the back, just waiting for Vale to go do that second one, and he might just... He's not going to get the villager pick because Mayans usually get Loom at the very first action in the game, but could still block it, you know. Still block it. That's so annoying when I do that. It's not going to matter enough. That scout might go down. The scout's gonna die! Oh, hell! Just got a potential scout's rush nerfed here, but as we've seen, Hell seems to enjoy ranged play more, so it might not open the scouts here, even with Magyars. Could do some men-at-arms shenanigans and follow up with archers here, but so far it's all on food and it's only 3 on wood as well, which is indicative of a planned scout rush. All in knights or archers for OG Daddy. Snippy says scouts are better than archers. And then we have Addy as well, just to pop that up. Likes Night Civs, hates Britons. I would have to say as well, the only player I didn't make a Civ card for is the Danish player Bats, which is also in the tournament. Should have done that, of course, but he's Danish, so he's not going to get one. But Mats, he also likes to play cavalry. He favors Teutons on Arabia, likes to play Teutons on Arabia. Even though they're kind of slow, they're still a good civilization, obviously. So Mads has to be considered as well. I have my doubts about whether Matt's making it past the first or second round, because he is, like me, one of the lower rated players. The elo range between the players from around 1200 to 1900 volleyball. But it's a hidden cup as well, so you can, in most cases, not be 100% sure about who you're up against. So, at this stage, we're getting some pretty clear ideas. Ooh, double palisades already. Mayans is ready to go camping this summer. What's with that? What's it just? Why? Why just? Okay, here we go. Just lacking some wood. All right, 3 on gold. No barracks. Nothing on stone. 24 pot app. What the hell is this? Is this just a... I don't even know. Hell is opening with the militia here. They are probably gonna become... No. They're not gonna become men at arms anytime soon because we're dropping a stable as well, which means that food is going to go into scouts. And Hell has lost the scouts, so Hell has no idea what's going on here. The good news for Hell is that the berries are almost rangeable by feudal age archers here, so you could at least deny the food income from the Mayans here and potentially delay their what looks like their fast castle age approach here. Only thing for now is a barracks. Should be easy to fight these off with just a range once the wood allows for that. Probably will drop a range any minute. There we go. Just like the AOE game so far. As we see Hell moving out to the side here just to get some idea as to whether Vale has moved out to the sides. Not really. I mean, it's seen the walling by now. That must be giving away that Vale is most likely just staying at home base. It's even double palisaded just this section for some reason. Maybe because it's the widest one, I don't know. There's probably some reasoning behind it. Mayans have cheaper walls anyway. But that might... or is it just stone walls? Maybe? Yeah. Nah, walls cost 50% less. So. Eco upgrades are in Prevail. Something Popeye Pete and probably Rody and other players would do nice and early. Eagle Scout goes down, so Vale can't really confirm the stable follow-up there, but it's Magyar should expect cavalry units. Another house here, and we should be just fine. There's heaps of gold to be taken in the back anyway, so we are not going to need this gold anytime soon. That's just going to be secured with the town center in the castle age at a later stage. Walls are a waste of farms. Walls are a waste of time and resources, I'll tell you. But yeah, those resources could definitely go into farms or production buildings instead. Spearmen being added because the scouts are out, but they are Magyar scouts, so they are not to be underestimated against small amounts of archers and, for that matter, spears. Could be scary. 3 builders no less moving forward as well. There is stone here for potential defensive towers, so I don't think Vale is going to struggle to scramble up defensive towers. Oh! He's going to intercept the villagers! He's going to see the villagers! He's going to see the villagers! He's not going to see the villagers. Yeah, anyway. Okay, villagers going to deny this goal at least. Try to find a means. Okay, they're not even going to drop a tower. Where's the tower at? Where's the tower foundation? Where did that stone go? Why am I blind? No, it's not Hell. Who has... What? Okay, he even cancelled it, apparently. I swear I saw 75 stone there for a moment. It's almost getting through as well! Why aren't the archers here? Why are we making scouts and not archers here? Disaster! But it does strengthen our theory that this semi-finalist could be OG Daddy. Because militia into scouts with Magyars, that I would call that a potentially wacky strat. Counter-attack is on as well, but I think the scouts and archers should be alright here. Fletching isn't in, so you could fight off these archers with builders as well. Scouts with their Magyars instant forging, doing decent to clean that up. We have 5 military against 5 military now, so... But... Vale did get a villager kill in and has substantially lower idle town center time, so it's certainly in a better spot. Scrambles up a defensive tower near one of the... What? What? Alright, I guess we're saving that zone for a town center later. Has to be a misclick. Why would you delete the tower at that percentage? Which brings us to Straimandes, who said he can get quite flustered. It's not the best placement. Yeah, it's not like you're going to replace it though. So Hell gets 1 tower up. I don't think that's going to make it a lot easier to punch through here, because Vale is well on the way to the cast stage. Actually, they both are, so never mind. Hell has successfully kept Vale at the home base for the most part. It's making good use of the 3 forward builders as well. Such a random number. This is going to be harder to... this attempted entry is going to be harder to stop now, because the tower provides some cover fire. We don't have any fletching or anything. We are going to go into cavalry again here for Hell. But, oops, sorry. No particular damage has been done here by Hell after all. Vale has successfully walled out the aggression and enters the cast stage with only, well, with 8 units lost, yes. But at an equal advantage. And 5 builders ahead for the mines, that's huge, to be honest. Quite a chunk of spears added in here. I guess Vale, once he collects a little bit more gold after its town center completes, will be able to easily afford pikemen as well. That might be worthwhile with 6 spearmen like that. Got arson as well, I didn't catch that. That's funny. That's a bit of a random one to get, but why not? Spearman, crossbow, Bodkin is in at least. Crossbow shouldn't be too far off. Well, to be fair, there are knights inside on Vale's base, so he's going to take some losses here, but how will the units at his side trade here? Is, oh, crossbow just kicked in, Mangonel chasing, but Vale actually hasn't scouted his side, but sees the mill, so he's going to push further in here, right? Shouldn't he? Well, he's just taking the hill here too. He's going to look for the villagers, and Hell isn't really trying to pull them away. Mangonel is chasing those, so he has got some idea, obviously, of the army movement over here. Cleverly walling at home base here for Vale as well. I don't know what that siege workshop is for, because we're up against knights here. And that's going to be significant value for these crossbows. Hell is going to fall behind by almost 20 builders here. Oh, Mangonel shot! Dodging it. So, dodging another one, kind of. Spearman could chase the Mangonel. I said pikeman was affordable, but it's not a priority. But we're going down here. No ballistics yet, even though it kind of looks like we have it. Both Mangonels will be going down as well, potentially here. Oof, bad news for Hell over here. This is Hell's home map as well, isn't it? Oof. And let's see how. Okay, we're not going to see how Arson is going to work out for for Vale here. That is a 2-1. We're going to move into another home map of Hell after a look at the statistics. GG, well played. GG, well played indeed. Yeah, look at that military situation. Always ahead for the Mayans here. Pretty similar castle ages, but with the resources spent into militia and scouts in the feudal age not getting value for, or not getting enough value for Hell. Vale got the better end of the deal, always ahead in economy again here. And I think, yeah, the society is, yeah, there we go, total villagers made just well ahead for Vale. Seem comfortable with this relatively easy. What's going on here? Has to be some scouts dancing or something. So we're going to... where are we? Magyars lost that one against the mighty Mayans, which is arguably a good civilization for that map anyway. Yeah, it could be when Blue lost the scout, that's true. Once again, let's check the maps. This is the easiest way to pop them up. We have Quarry and Gold Rush remaining. Doesn't have to be played in that order necessarily. So, are we going to move on to a more close map now? That seems to favor Vale, doesn't it? But Quarry could be Spanish versus Britons, perhaps. Mongols comes to mind as well, because there's a hunt in the middle of Quarry, if I remember correctly. So let's have a look if that's the map to come. That would be game 4. No, that's... Oh, I keep forgetting the pick order. Look at this one. Rules and info. I keep forgetting that. They alternate picking maps. So it's losers home map, winner picks, loser picks, etc. So I guess it's I guess we're back at Vale's pick for this one then. So it's going to be Bay, and we already see the civilizations, but that's at least Italians. I would have guessed that for this one. A lot of players would pick Italians on Bay, so I don't think we can really extrapolate anything useful from that civilization pick. Lithuanians, obviously great civ as well for Bay. We saw it in one matchup in the Round of 16 on Bay as well, where it was Fenrir versus Balder. We had Italians versus Lithuanians as well, and we had the Italians player kind of playing feudal age archers into knights, as we've seen from these guys as well. But it opened up with naval fighting. You kinda want to contest this middle because it gives you a nice food boost early on, and does allow you to transport over as well if the other player hasn't been clever enough to wall to the edge of the map. Already Corey's gonna go for the lane! Woo! Vale sees that. Where's the scout? Yeah, he's moving into intercept. Okay. Okay, we're going to go for... sort of a combined fog of war here. That should be good. Yeah, there's... this lane shouldn't succeed. Yellow. I found it. He found it. He found it. Hell. What the hell? Why is blue going on food? Why shouldn't he? Not that everyone likes the survivalist straight on wood build for Lithuanians, you know. Some people like to play it more conventionally. Yeah, that didn't end well. That didn't end well for Hell. Or Hel, as is actually the Norse pronunciation of it. Failed lame. Is he going to lame his own board though, or is he just going to look out just in case Vale is going for a counter lame? The boards are so far away, it's hardly viable to do that, to be honest. Dock going up, they're dropping the docks at relatively similar timings here. Advantage Vale in this case because of more hit points on the scout. But that thing... Wait, hold on. You can't quick call here. Let's see if they... No, it's gonna go up in time, it's fine. Villager still might struggle though, because this scout is weak and this villager has no loom. So if Vale dives in for the snipe now, he's gonna get the villager kill. I think this is gonna be... No, he's pulling right back because there's no shorefish to be collected here. Italians, cheaper fish ships, great fish boom, great incentive to keep naval control. So obviously you want to win water in the feudal age as the Italians here. 0 idle TC for Vale, 10 for Hell. So Vale setting up for a faster feudal age than the opponent here in this game number 4 in the best of 7. Yeah, no shorefish is slightly less viable for the Lithuanians straight to wood. However, survivalists came up with that build before shorefishing villagers were a thing, so, or dropping off at docks, so it will still work, but it's not as viable here as on Four Lakes because Four Lakes has so much more deep fish each corner. I mean, you could justify 2 docks in the lakes on Four Lakes. That's how much fish they have. Also, the Lithuanians only start with 100 extra food now, right? Not 150 as it used to be, so that's less of an incentive to go for the fast dock build as well. Is it going to try to block the fish here or stop the fish from doing? Oh, let's see. Oh, be on aggressive stance, come on. At least be a little bit annoying here. It has to be... Ah, there we go. That's why he's standing there. Oh, it's not going to survive long though. Feudal age timings pretty much even here. 1 more population for Vale. That is 1 more fishing ship. And 1 more villager, is it? No. It's actually 1 more villager going up. But 1 villager's worth of idle this time for Hell. So that's why the eco count shows higher for Vale. Now it's even because of more fish for the Lithuanians, but no second dock. 4 on gold suggests some kind of naval investment here. Here comes the second dock. The timing seems a bit off because feudal age is already 70% on the way, so that dock is never going to complete before feudal age kicks in. So huge advantage for the Italians here, setting up nicely for naval domination here essentially. 2 seconds earlier feudal age here isn't going to save Hell's starting scout either. This is a bit unfortunate for Vale. Open to the edge of the map. Did not scout this this woodland to the edge, so that could be awkward. Actually, that faster feudal age, a few seconds faster, actually gave Hell a slight advantage. No, it's just going to... I think it's just trying to make the most of it, or trying to... Yeah, I don't even see what's going on. He's going to lose the scout again, isn't he? Hell, sacrificing the scout to the AoE 2 gods. Right then. Fire galley count is 1 point for both. Naval production is 1 point for both, but the repair villager is here for Vale. Could really shake things up a bit here. Good placement on the fish. I mean, that's going to be one fish going down, but it also allows Hell to focus on the other galley here without taking damage himself. It's going to take out one. Smart naval micro there from Hell, I have to say. At this stage, though, you're very likely to lose against the Italians, so might want to consider just focusing the fish and call it a day and start focusing on land already. Because it's just so hard to keep up with the Italians on a map like this. They have some really good bonuses working for them on water. Full naval focus for both for now. But Hell does not. Iceland will draw over to repair a bit now. Got both the docks working. You don't want to overinvest either, because you need to switch your attention to land at some point. It's going for the fish. Good one there, gonna get one kill. Not gonna get one kill. And a deep fish. Dangerously close to the fire galleys of yellow here. One, a very weak one. And we did see a demo in the production there. That could really... Oh, that's gonna be a great demo hit if it hits here. Perfect demo for Hell. Honestly. Just taking out all of the naval armies of Hell. Just like that. Yeah, there's no point in making the warfire galleys now, I think. I don't think. Maybe you could make another one just to try to snipe at least a weak fish here, but... It's an uphill battle here now, and your best bet is to force Vale into overinvest here and then just cut your losses and go for land aggression instead. Nope, not producing anything more. Vale is confident enough to actually start producing more fish here. Italians have a cheaper advancement to the next age as well. It costs 15% less to the fuel than the Imperial ages, I believe. So they have a smoother ride towards the next age. Are we seeing any land advancement here? No, Vale is just going to camp it out again and defend like the previous games. Solid defensive player from what we've seen so far. And Hell now also reveals the very first archer here. About to get some revenge against Vale Scout. Vale has to react. Didn't even have the barracks, so any skirmisher defense is going to be delayed here. But there's enough stone in the bank for one defensive tower. They're both aiming for the castle age now. Hell has both buildings, so Hell is going to be first to the next age here. And will have to keep making archers, I think, because the eco is far from set up for cavalry play. Could make an argument for a monk siege push, to be honest. He is Lithuanians after all, so you could do that as well. Send a couple of villagers forward, drop a siege workshop monastery with your castle age advantage. In which case you could even convert fish and galleys. That's funny. Finding a stray villager here could be the first eco kill for Hell this game. I'm actually amazed he didn't get any of the fish there. But all in all, it's only about a 20-second lead for the Lithuanians player here. So not getting into the base isn't necessarily... What about demos? What about demos? How dare you? How do you even have the balls to do this right next to two docks? That's just begging to be hit by a demo. Come on. You've seen one demolition ship already. Don't do that. Still trying to fight through the water, which I think is a mistake at this point. Aside from maybe denying some food income from the Italians, but look at the farming economy already on land. Vale could even fast imp off this if he wanted to. Admittedly the fish are going down, but look at the fish count is only about 360 food left here. Hardly matters at this point. So monster comes up. Relics also benefit the Lithuanians cavalry or knights and lightis with +1 attack, so it's important to contest the map and collect the relics. Maybe that's why Hell was moving about here a little bit not too long ago as well. There's one relatively close to home base. So they keep fighting for water. But the KD is in favor of Vale over here. Crossbow in for Vale as well. Hardly affordable for Hell here, but it looks like it's abandoned the idea of archers and will try to go into some kind of cavalry shenanigans. He's even getting war galley for 2 fire galleys. I don't know about that. Second monster going up. Sure, you could convert crossbows. Who are we trying to impersonate here then, Hell? When in doubt, make monks. That's 6 equal kills for Vale, as most of them on water, but it's gonna potentially be more over here. Home base completely safe, third town center being added on the gold as well. Losing water, yes, but who cares at this point? It's just Hell's been forced into massive investments of water, so he's actually hurting himself trying to win water at this point, because there's not really much deep fish to be taken, and fish traps cost 100 wood apiece, so that's also a very expensive investment to go into. Villagers on the woodline going down. There we go, another one. 9-8 eco KD, the eco kills of Hell, mainly on water. I like the galley edition, war galley edition actually. You might be able to reach some of the gold miners over here with that one, if you stay close to this area. Helps you keep some control near the edge of your home base as well. And arguably if you make enough monks and your monk marker is on point, you could convert enough crossbows as well. But not if you go this close! Where are these guys going? What is going on here? This is the way I monk rush. And it usually doesn't end well. TC on stone now, trying to secure that stone for defensive castles, maybe pop into some lightis and collect the relics to boost their attack. The docks are gonna go down. I hate monk sets Papa a bit. Yeah, you're not Hell. We can establish that much. We can establish that much. No more eco kills for now. Elite skirmisher in for Hell, but only for 2 skirmishers. Are they getting value, these guys? 7 kills total, mainly military. Couple of weaker kills, gotta get more of those. No ballistics yet, but being this close doesn't really matter. Wonk might get the conversion, doesn't matter. Isn't that the... It's not the only woodland, because you have a TC over here as well. But Hell is falling behind. 76 to 42 economic units, 4 town centers for Vale. So we're dealing with a boomer here. And some more weak builders here as well. So there, yeah, it's not looking bright for the blue player. neither of them have expanded a lot across the map here. But now Vale is in a position to slowly creep up across the map. He's going to start collecting the relics as well, just in case. He might even find the one over here if he moves a little bit further with that monk. But more importantly, he's taken much less eco damage at home base and will be approaching the village a lot earlier. Oh, those mods like Italians, huh? Wouldn't you consider Italians a meta pick for this map though, Papa Pete? So maybe it is you, huh? Good, low idle TC indeed. So someone has got their booming skills down here. 4 TCs and only still below 30 seconds idle TC. That is impressive. So indicative of a solid high-level player, to be honest. I would completely rule out Akkal-AOE, to be honest, for this player. But you have to keep in mind we had to hand out 2 admin wins in the round of 16 as well, so there is a chance that some of our best players are playing. Akkal-AOE plays safe and meta and picks meta sims in my experience. Not taking that many risks. Alright, where are these guys? Oh, forward castle maybe! Is this a non-imp, no trebs castle monk rush? Crossbows here, they'll probably snipe these villagers. Monks doing their thing, but Vale already getting that defensive castle up, and that should be the GG. Well, when or if that castle completes, the forward villager is not gonna get anywhere. They're trying to be covered by the war galleys here, but Monk might get the conversion. No, he won't, but the Italian's castle is going up. Mangonel defense. Not that much military, but look at the economic situation here. Vale does it again on Bay. It's a 3-1. Match points, Vale. Next match. GG, well played indeed. Italians. Very good at this map. I mean, one of the other civilizations that could really contest that would be Mongols, I think, and Lithuanians, obviously, but maybe you need a slightly different approach. It's about knowing when to cut your losses and give up on water as well, and try to make your advantage on land instead. And since Hell had such a low food economy, couldn't really go into cavalry, had to do something else. Vale could work as well. Vale would be good on these hybrid maps, they always are. Especially with the new changes to Vale as well. But now they lost Gambeso, but this game was played before they lost Gambeso, I think. So yeah, who knows? Economic domination here. Vale never threatened inside home base at all. We could be seeing Quarry next, but let's cross off the sibs and dive into the next one. That was the Lithuanians going down to Italians here. And let's go for the next game. Which should be game 5. Gold Rush! Okay, Spanish Britons. So not Britons for Quarry here, but for Gold Rush. And Regicide mode. That changes things. That changes things. If you snipe the king, you win. This is Regicide. That's one of my additions to the Hidden Cup rules. Partly inspired because of having Snippy in the roster. That at any point in any best of 5, 3, 5 or 7 set, the player may choose to, what should we say, invoke Regicide mode as the mode. The queen doesn't do anything, so that's correct. Yay. I think Shokuni mentioned that a while ago. So it's only the king that matters. Who do we know that wouldn't know that the queen doesn't... Wait, this is... This is too good English to be daddy, now I'm confused. No typos and perfect in English syntax. Damn it! Now I'm going to have to second guess my daddy guess as well. Ah, he says don't, yeah, oh, that's true, yeah. We're about to find out. Okay, no, never mind. Would have to be doesn't. But we have many players that could have written it like that, I think.
Grayton?
What do you want, my lord? Why are you sneaking up her ass like that? Keeping them together. I don't know why you would though, you'd be scouting. Yeah, there we go, splitting them up. Would scout much more efficiently if you split them up like that. They move pretty quickly. You can see on the minimap that icon there, that's the king. And the queen doesn't really have any particular icon, so yeah. You only need to keep the king alive. The queen can go down if you like, so she's just a bonus scout essentially. I'm assuming fast castle conquistadors play here from the Spanish because you start with extra food on regicide. You should start with... Shouldn't you start with less stone as well? 150 stone? And less gold? Yeah, I don't know what's going on here right now, but it's not that big of a deal anyway. They for sure started with extra villagers at least, so... Yeah, wolf rush. Just don't get too... It's blocking the wolves with the... Wow. But... That's the worst wolf rush I've ever seen. To be fair, it's not easy to survive 8 wolves, but he tried to dance around with the queen to survive them as well. Oh yes, he's sending another militia! He's sending another militia. That's not really going to do enough damage at this stage in the game though, is it? You could just lure the wolves close to your castle or TC and it's not going to be that much of a hassle. And why is he rushing on that side rather than on... Okay, he wants to avoid the castle, I guess. Okay, here they are again. Here they come, here they come. Queen! My queen! Help me! And you'd have to be careful not to go block too far as well, because then they will chase the militia anymore. 2 on stone for Vale, so Vale might want another castle or just multiple more town centers up here. Surprise! So yeah, you should just delete the militia at this point. Yeah, there we go. Having a laugh about that. King garrisons inside the castle. And the queen just dancing around. She's gonna die and we're about to find out if it matters, and it doesn't. No, she goes away. Keep the woman alive, that's nice. Having a little laugh about that one. Feudal Age Info Vale should be approaching the castle age soon enough. Blacksmith Market going up, that's going to be Hell's plan as well, maybe, but the wood count isn't exactly on point for a fast castle. Right. That's something Nope could say, to be honest, but I haven't got any Nope vibes whatsoever from Vale. So it's not Nope. Rah. Just gonna go back home and spend some time with your king. Well, stone walls for Vale over here is going to play that. Britain's defensive boom. Use that obnoxious long range to not let anyone close, including conquistadors. To be fair, there's enough gold to last you for it. It's still going to struggle with the wolves, that's funny. Loom is in, however, so the wolves will be having a harder time killing builders. Looks like we're safe to that side, saving this spot for... No, that's not for a gate. Looks like it was left open for a gate there, but it wasn't. So is this for town centers, or is it for... Yeah, it has to be for town centers, because they actually sold stone to get up here to have enough stone, gold to go up. I would just go straight for the longbows here. I mean, we have the castle by default, it being regicide. You'd have to be mindful of the king as well. I mean, if Hell has seen any snippy games over the years, Petards could take out the castle and then you could use conquistadors or cav-archers or whatever to snipe the king as he tries to escape. Conquistadors not exactly aiming very well though, so they might not be the best option, but they have high damage output as well, so if you have a little bunch of them, shouldn't be any issues. The stone walls complete, that's not even a lot of tiles for. It is 42 tiles of stone walls, that is almost 300, no, 150, 200 worth of stone going into the walls here. As Vale goes for another town center again, goes right for the longbows as expected as well. My fair lady. Oh, I think the queen went down. Conquistadors in the making. Monastery as well. What's the monastery for? Relics? Healing up conks? I mean, it's not like you're gonna get anywhere with the conks here, it's stone walled everywhere. At the very least you're gonna need a couple of petards to break through. Let's see what our Spanish friend is going to accomplish over here. We have some more conks in the queue. We have more monks in the queue as well. Monks or conks. This is exactly what Vale wants to happen. He already has a small chunk of longbowmen here. Hell isn't even a full wall at home, so the longbows could could end this quickly, to be honest. They won't kill the king, but they might kill all the villagers. No, they're moving back home to handle the conk instead. They don't have ballistics though. So, who's gonna do better here? Longbows without ballistics or conquistadors with 65% accuracy? Alright. Well, conks not even getting close. Oh, they've seen the walls. More wolves as well. Yeah, good luck with that. As Vale places the third DC. And what was it? Are we actually going to see a conquistador go down to wolves here? Sure, I think we're going to see conquistadors going down to longbowmen. Yes, okay, not too much to be considered. 2 villagers down to wolves. That's actually only 2 villagers killed this game so far. But that might change quickly with 7 longbowmen moving forward to find the far off woodland maybe. Second town center for Hell as well. That should at the very least give a point of refuge, but the conk goes down. Still more conquistadors in the making. But now with Balkan Arrow, the longbowmen have 5+3 range. You could make an argument for Yeoman in the castle age as well for additional range, but obviously you'd want to focus ballistics first. Yeah, that's not gonna work out for you, my friend. One goes down, no relic for you. One relic, actually. But the second one, not making it back home here. And Vale is just, yeah, could even snipe that town center foundation. That's a ballsy town center to try and scramble up in the midst of 7 longbows and counting here. And there it is. Not even a GG, but let's hope that was called after the game. Spanish game plan not working out against the Britons here. Vale moves on with a 4-1 to the next and the final best of 7 against whoever wins the next set. Good efforts, but not good enough for Hell making it to the semi-finals though. Congratulations on that. Equal economies as well, but obviously more military for the Britons. Longbowmen are cheaper, arguably easier to get to since they both start with castles as well. And more villagers, just earlier to the town centers once again for Vale. Let's pop the Britons as the winner there. Spanish going down as the losing party. And we'll make sure to give Vale there. That's quite the reverse sweep as well. 4 games in a row for Vale there after losing the Arabia. Thanks for the follow. Eh? What did I do wrong here? What? Yeah, who cares? Vale is the finalist. For the next set, which is Lauve versus Civ.